Good morning, students. Today we're going to start with our second lesson, that is Nelson Mandela Long Walk to Freedom. This chapter is an extract from the autobiography of Nelson Mandela, who was the first black president of South Africa. This extract taken from Long Walk to Freedom, including descriptions of the inauguration ceremony, citations from his speech, his journey to being a freedom fighter, the struggle, along with a tribute to other freedom fighters and countless other people who fought for their freedom. In South Africa, a brutal practice named apartheid was followed. Here, the definition is given. It is a political system that separates people according to their race. Can you say which of three countries named below has such a political system until very recently? United States of America, South Africa, or Australia? So the correct answer is South Africa. Apartheid refers to the discrimination between people on the basis of their race. So this is a kind of social discrimination on the basis of race. It was one of the most brutal societies where dark-skinned people were deprived of their basic rights. So this lesson gives us an overview that how Nelson Mandela, along with other fighters, carved their way to a society where there will be no discrimination on the basis of their color, caste, race, age, or gender. So the chapter begins from here. 10th May. So 10th May was the day when Nelson Mandela sworn in as the first black head of state South Africa. How it became possible? It was after years of struggle that his party was anti-racist party, came into power. Before him, the seat was always occupied by a white president. So that is why the author has referred this here as bright and clear. This was a morning full of hope. Many personalities started congratulating him for his victory. For the first time in the country's history, so many international leaders came together for their inauguration ceremony. The ceremony took place in an open circular building made of sandstone consisting of union buildings in the Pretoria city. Next. Turn the page. You can have a look at the picture of Nelson Mandela. Here, on the day of his sworn-in ceremony, he was accompanied by his daughter Zenani. Here in this page, you can have a look at the speech given by him. He committed to respect, protect, and abide by the Constitution and to devote his entire self into the welfare of the society. To the guests there, to all the guests present there, he said that all of us confer glory and hope to newborn liberty out of the experience of an extraordinary human disaster that lasted too long must be born a society of which all humanity will be proud of. So the author here mentions some parts of the speech here in the page where he said that everyone by his presence was giving rise to hope for a new beginning. Previous rulers were discriminatory and lasted for long, but the ones who are given the opportunity to rule now would stand up against discrimination. He is glad to host a ceremony with the presence of global leaders from all over the world. It is an achievement in itself. There was a time when South Africa, for practicing apartheid, lost all its international political relationships. Now, when there is no segregation on the basis of race, gender, and other nations are happy to have healthy democratic relationships with South Africa. Finally, they have come to power and they pledged to make everyone proud. He thanked everyone present there, especially the international leaders, for joining them in celebration for their achievement, which is a step towards an equal society where every human will be treated fairly. Next page. After the newly elected president addressed to the audience, an impressive arrangement of fighter jets, helicopter and soldier transporters raised everyone's head up in the sky. It was not only a display of pinpoint precision and military force, but a demonstration of the military's loyalty to democracy, to a new government that had been freely and fairly elected. The arrangement of fighter jets, helicopter and soldier transports raised everyone's heads up. It symbolized what? It symbolized perfection as well as military's respect and obedience towards the free country. The high commands who have won the medals for their bravery also saluted and promised their loyalty. Mandela mentions that he was well aware that these commanders who were now saluting him would have arrested him under the previous rule, as during the oppressive white supremacy he was considered to be a criminal. But now things have totally been changed. The air show finally ended by making of the South African flag in the sky from smoke beneath the jets. On the day of the inauguration, he was overwhelmed. The author was remembering the days of the past when this whole system of apartheid emerged. It resulted in inequality and inferior treatment of dark-skinned people. They were deprived of their basic fundamental rights. So as a result, one of the world's most brutal and inhuman society was born. This began even before he was born. This system had created an atmosphere of extreme cruelty and injustice for a particular part of the community. Now he is in his 8th decade as a man. He, along with his countless others, have changed this entire system that treats humans as humans irrespective of their color, caste, gender and age. So how it became possible, you can have a look here. These are the people who fought for equal rights. These are the countrymen because of their sacrifices, it had become possible that apartheid system was completely removed from South Africa. The author wishes that he could thank them all, but unfortunately they didn't live to see the result of their courage. So the Nelson Mandela gathered his courage and power from all these people and thus wishes to make them all proud. See, this oppression policy scared many people, but not just scared, but the author also mentions that this hard time had its negative impact, but it also exposed a lot of strong and courageous men who stood up and raised their voice. It required that level of unjust treatment to produce such great heroes. South Africa, he says, is rich in minerals and gems, but its greatest strength lies in its people. He says clearly herein that Nelson Mandela gained his strength to stand against the wrong from all the great nationalists he mentioned above, who have even risked their lives for freedom and tolerated ill treatment but never stopped fighting. He learned that courage didn't mean the absence of fear, but the ability to overcome fear. The man who overcomes his fear is called brave. You can underline here. So, who is considered a brave man? A brave man is only considered brave when he conquers the fear, who does not feel afraid, but in fact conquer that fear.